Alright, just so you get an idea of what it's like hiking here. This is what the trails have been like. This is actually not that bad. This is a downhill section, so everything's washing out with rain. And yeah, this is actually pretty good. There have been spots where there's 5-6 inches of water on the trail. Like I said, this is kind of a less bad part. And then you get to some better parts like this. This is just regular plain old trail. But yeah, this is hiking Isle Royale. It is rugged. There are trees down everywhere. You slip on rocks and you have the time of your life. Alright, I'll see you guys later.
About 4.5.
Alright, let's start that over. The thing stopped. Alright, so Nick and I are debating how far we've been on the trail today. We got about, what'd you say, 14 in?
I said 4.5 left.
Yeah, 4.5 left out of 17.5, so we got 13 in. Trails are much improved today, and then it started raining because why not? So these trails are a whole lot better than what we were going through, but we just passed a couple of guys who said the direction we're heading is, in their words, muddy muddy. So I don't know exactly what that means. Man, these hills just don't stop. It's always up and down and up and down. But we're just coming into the mine campground. I think it's Island Mine or something like that. But we're gonna push past to Sisquip Bay here today. So this is about all you get for civilization. Oh, hey, there's some campers. So we are here. We keep going straight. All right. Nick, you got any words of wisdom?
Nope.
Nothing. All right. All right, so we are night number 2, drying everything out. This is our camp at Hatchet Lake. Nick is right up there. Say hi, Nick.
Hello.
We made it 10 miles today. Had our mind on doing a little more, but my feet were hurting and Nick's feet were very much hurting, so we knocked it a little bit short. This is our short walk down to the water. Nick and I both just took baths in the lake. Beautiful lake. You got to see this. It's just gorgeous. So there's a nice spot where you can kind of wade out and take your bath. But yeah, so this is the lake. I'm going to walk right down to the water so you can kind of see down the lake a little better. But it goes up that way and then it goes all the way down. Let's get down so you can see better. So this is where we took our baths. Nice little spot. See if I can get out on this rock. Risking myself here. All right, so panoramic. Lake goes out of sight in that direction. And it's just a beautiful, calm lake. All the way down yonder. Beautiful place. All right, there's Nick. How you doing, Nick?
Good.
Good. Anything else to say?
Not really.
Tired?
Yes.
This is day 3. We are, what are we, about 7-8 miles in?
I think so.
Something like that, 7.5. And we are up on top of the Greenstone Ridge. We just had to do a big climb to get up here. Hopefully we find water soon because I am bone dry. And yeah, it's been a morning. The trails are a lot better today than they were yesterday. Quite a bit drier. But anyways, we'll check back in later today. All right, we made it up the huge climb from Lake Ritchie on our way to Hatchet Lake. Taking a little break, eating some lunch. Beautiful day, it's starting to dry out. There's Nick. We got a lot of miles left to go. We're going to try to make either Hatchet Lake or Lake Dissor tonight. Not sure which. I think if you look real close over there, you can see Lake Ritchie still. It's either Lake Ritchie or Chicken Bone. I kind of get mixed up. But anyways, that's it. So the one perk of the muddy trails, check that out. There's like no doubt, and those are fresh too. I mean, like, very fresh. Cool. So there are wolf here. This is what we're dealing with right now. Still about, oh, there's another one. I'm gonna guess, this sucks, 3 to 4, 2.5, 3 miles from our camp for the night. Most of this trail's been pretty good. Heading down to Sisquip Bay. Mosquitoes are horrible here. Just getting eaten alive. Nick's up ahead of me somewhere, you might be able to make him out. But anyways, I will check back in when we get to camp. Alright, so I already crossed this, but Nick's on the other side. This is a bridge with big old gaps. It's not too bad, but I don't know if the camera's really doing justice to how crooked this is, but it's very crooked. Doesn't look like something that should hold people, but here we are. Without this bridge, we got no way to get across this river and get to camp tonight, so we didn't really have a choice. What do you think, Nick? How scary was the bridge? Not very.
Looks pretty sturdy.
Yeah. Well, if it's not going anywhere in that amount of time, yeah, you can kind of get a sense. It's crooked and it's missing some stuff, but it worked for us. All right, I'll pick up at camp. So we just came out to Sisquip Bay. We had a little obstacle to navigate here, but very pretty bay. This goes all the way around. We decided this is easier than walking the trail with mud. So now, let's get through this. This I can just walk through. Might get a soaker. My boots are already soaked, so I don't really care. Sure. But that tells you how much water is just running out of the island right now from all the rain we've gotten. All rainwater making its way back. But yeah, it's a cool place. We're hoping the campground, I don't know, it's up there somewhere. We'll find it. Alright, so this is the view at Sisquip Bay. It is gorgeous. We got this big old dock out here with a breakwater there. I think that's where I'm about to go take a bath. My first Lake Superior bath on the island. We were up those mountains today. Or was it those? Might have been over that way. You can't really call them mountains, but those big old hills. You know, from a distance, when you can't see the mud, it's actually quite beautiful. But when you're walking through ankle-deep mud all day, that's doubtful. Nick, how good does it feel to have your boots off?
Very, very.
Very, very. You need to wring those out, man. You see the bottom of your feet? Yeah, that's about what mine look like. Minus the old blisters that are healed.
It does not feel like just water.
Doesn't feel like what?
It does not feel like just water on these things. Just water they call it.
I've got a little sore spot right there. I think that's a blister that popped. And then, other than that, my feet are doing okay. Not terrible.
Not Not a good idea to bath.
That one's in decent shape too. They're just all pruned up from being in water for the last, what? When was our last break? 4 hours ago? 3 hours?
What time is it now?
Should say hi myself. I haven't been on the camera much. What?
What time is it now?
I don't know. Let me end the video and check. Alright, so here's our view for the night. That's the dock that I was out on earlier. That is where I took my bath. It was very cold, but considerably warmer than the open lake. And ta-da, we got a shelter tonight. We got very lucky. There are only 2 shelters here at Sisquip Bay, and one of them was taken when we got here. I did not think we were going to get one, but was very, very happy to find out that we did. So, for those of you curious what a shelter looks like on Isle Royale, it's basically 3 walls, a roof, a floor, and a giant screen wall. So I'll do a little tour. We got stuff drying out different places. This is Nick sorting his stuff. Nick's side of the room. And then I'm over here. Got my sleeping clothes ready. My food bags are back there. Hat's just drying a little bit. So this is actually Nick's. And those are my dry socks for tomorrow. But anyways, so yeah, and then out of our window you can see beautiful Sisquip Bay. And yeah, pretty excited about this tonight. To be in a shelter is a good thing. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow. I might, if we do a campfire, I might bring you back for a little bit of that. Well, good morning. That was a cold, crappy night. Nick and I both didn't sleep well. It was freezing. And the shelters, like you're up off the ground, so you'd think that should be warmer. But like the cold air moving under you, I don't know, there's something about it. And not having your tent for a little bit of insulation, it was cold. We got 19 miles to go today. It's a big day. We're going to make it to Wendigo. I don't know. I'll show you the cabin real quick. So this is what we're looking at this morning. There's Nick sipping his hot tang. It's actually a pretty good snack. A couple chairs set up, and then Nick slept over there. It was a good night. I mean, I'm glad we had the shelter, but I'm more glad for this cup of coffee that's hot. All right, I'll check in again on trail. It's supposed to be a muddy day. We talked with a couple that came from that way, and they said it's like crazy muddy the way that we're going. So maybe it dried out a little overnight. Maybe the next time you see me, we'll be walking through ankle-deep mud. We'll see. All right, so we are on, what's the name of this? Feltman Ridge? Yep. Feltman Ridge Trail. If you're having a hard time seeing the trail, it's down there. It's just completely overgrown. The mosquitoes here, oh my gosh, are unbelievable. Very low area. We just passed the big beaver dam. It was kind of cool. Yeah, this is at least the pre-ridge part of the Feltman Ridge Trail. Pretty dry though. It hasn't been super muddy. Like this is the worst kind of stuff we've been encountering, which is usually pretty easily circumvented. So that's what we're looking at. My thighs, I don't know if you can tell, completely soaked, mid-thigh down. Anytime you stop for more than a second, you're swarmed by about 50 mosquitoes, so we're trying to keep moving. Yeah, we're about 2 miles in, about 17 to go today. I'll check back in at the ranger station, or if we come into something cool. There's a overlook tower that's about 5-6 miles in, maybe 6 miles in. That's going to be our first break for the day. All right. You recording?
Yep.
All right, so we hiked, we're thinking it's 5 or 6 up to
Observation tower.
Observation tower, which is, yeah, apparently dilapidated. Nick's sitting on one of the old pilings for it. We think, we hope, because if there's another one further down, then we're missing it. But this is due from this morning.
Gosh.
Just completely drenched. sopping wet. Everything is just soaked. My feet are gonna be destroyed tonight. But hey, I mean, what are you gonna do? You just we're here on the island to hike, so we're gonna hike, wet socks or not. That will feel better. I can feel it sloshing. It was like a plastic bag full of water. All right, Nick, how are your feet doing?
My feet are doing fine.
Drier than me. The frog togs were probably a good idea because they kept the, well, they're tattered up now. Wow, they do not last long at all.
Yeah, because it was under my heel.
Right. The they kept the dew from running down your socks like mine did. Yeah. Anyways, as far as the view, I don't know what we've really got here. Just kind of island in every direction. I think you might be able to see the lake out that way and maybe out that way. No, there's another ridge over there. But anyways, just a nice little open area on top. The wind is high enough that the bugs are down, which is huge. So we're gonna take a probably 2-minute or a 20-30 minute break here and then soldier on. All right, so we are at the Real Ranger, or the Real Outlook Tower. That right there is the Greenstone Ridge, running all the way down the length of the island for the most part. That over there is Sisquip Bay, I believe, where we came from this morning. Could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. And then you can kind of see the crest of trees here is the Greenstone Ridge, or sorry, is the Feltman Ridge, which is what we're on. And just beautiful views all the way around. There's Nick. I'm sure you're getting some wind noise every now and then with my hat. And then over there, somewhere, is Windigo. I believe you're seeing the far shore too. It's either Minnesota or Ontario. That's the land that's off in the distance. Looks like rain out there. I'm not happy about that. All right, there's our check-in from the top of the island here. All right, Nick, what do you think about it so far?
This is, I mean, it's great.
What about the hike today?
The hike today's been pretty good.
Trails have been phenomenal on day 4. Very little mud. The only thing that killed us was the dew this morning. But look at this view. We're just finishing up Feltman Ridge. That right there is Feltman Lake. I don't dare really. This is like a 200, 400 foot drop off. It goes around that way to where the camp is. But yeah, I didn't know this bluff was here, man. This is crazy. I don't want to get too close to the edge, but like sheer face drop off cliff, 300 or 400 feet. It's beautiful. There's not a single trail. You can see the ridge along the skyline. That's the Greenstone Ridge that runs the length of the island. And between us and there is not a single trail. This entire space is just a giant basin that is trailless. Loving this breeze. It's drying us out and keeping the bugs away for a minute. Anyways, thought this was worthy of showing. Actually, I'm just gonna walk over here real quick because this is the other side of the ridge. This is what we've been walking on, which is just beautiful in its own right. It's got, well, there's that stuff everywhere. A lot of flowers. It's kind of like a nice little meadowy side of a mountain. It's beautiful. It goes on for about a half mile like this, where you got a nice view of the other trees, and then you pop out the other side and you got that cliff. Very cool. All right, we'll check in later. Welcome to Windigo. Nick, how was the 19 miler?
I hated it. It was great.
You hated it, but it was great. What about it was great?
Knowing I could do that distance one day.
So being done with it. Well, this is what Windigo looks like. It is absolutely beautiful. We're in a giant, long fjord, kind of like bay. And it just keeps going on and on and on. It's beautiful. That's an island right there, I believe. And that little dock there's where the seaplanes land. But yeah, I don't want to look at Nick's feet, but I'll show you mine real quick. I just took my boots off maybe a minute ago. They are, well, that's the wrong way if you want to get a new light on them. Yeah, they're pretty pruned up, but I don't see any blisters. They're just prunes. They've been beat today. All right, check in probably not till tomorrow. All right, Nick, you feeling a little better?
Now, yeah.
How's your 4 cheese pasta side with chicken.
Good.
Anything tastes good when you're that hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just getting ready for calling it a night, I think. Not much to see. It's the same as the last shelter, so I'm over on that side. Nick's over there. He'll put his stuff up like this later. But Nick's feeling a little better. He had, 4 blisters? 5 blisters?
On each foot, probably.
A couple of them were big. So we got that to go with. And my feet are okay. I'm not hurting too badly. Just soreness. I mean, it's fatigue from... What did we figure, Nick? We've done about 70 miles so far?
Yeah, about 71.
70. So we're 70 miles out of something like 110 that will be total when we're done. So we got the hard part done. 4 days out, 4 days back. So we got the shorter 4 days to go back. So tomorrow it's the Minong Ridge Trail. And we're probably going to do, what did you say it was, 13 miles?
I thought it was roughly 12.
12?
Oh, yeah, probably 13.
12, 13. Then we got a 10-mile day, which is an easy day. And then...
7 miles out.
No, there's one more hike in there.
Oh.
There's like a 16 in there somewhere. Or 14. Anyways, we'll do whatever it takes to get back. All right, bye. All right, so I am walking into Wendigo. Got my bindle full of dirty clothes here for me and Nick. They have laundry, so we're going to wash and dry everything. It was freezing last night, very cold, but we still got pretty good sleep. Spent the morning, half an hour out on the dock talking with a moose researcher who's been here for a couple months. So it's been pretty cool to kind of check in with him. The route that we had planned is closed. Apparently some beavers have dammed up and completely flooded out the Minong Ridge Trail, or the Manong Trail. So that leaves us with the Greenstone Ridge to get back. I got to talk to the ranger station. I think we can duck over to Manong for a little bit, but to get up to Todd Harbor, that's the goal. But there was a math error last night too, so we don't have 70 miles. We got 60 miles in. It's a little different, but 60 in, about 40 plus to go. So we're well over halfway. All right, so we just got some interesting news. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Nick. But I don't want to waste battery. Probably wasted as much battery talking about it and now saying this as I did. Just go? Oh, okay. We just got some good news that the Minong Trail is open as of today. So we are going to be the very first people. Nick and I will be the first guys down it. They made sure that they said don't do it if you don't have a compass. So we bought a compass. She asked if we had a GPS, and she said you probably should when I told her no. But I got some pointers on how to navigate it. Apparently there are 4 beaver dams that you walk on. She said people get lost when they try to go around the beaver dams. So we won't do that. Yeah, so it's exciting news for us. Maybe nervous news for anybody who cares about our well-being. But I think we'll be fine. Can't be that hard. But the trail was closed all of 2020. So it's been a year and a half since the trail's been open, or a year and a quarter. So likely pretty overgrown and pretty difficult to find and easy to get off. But we're going to do it. We're committed. So here we go. All right, so we just had our first little misadventure off trail on the Minong Ridge. We thought we lost the trail, but we really didn't. We only took like 4 steps too far. Then we had to backtrack massively to get back on where we thought it would have branched off, and it turns out we weren't there. Nick is lacking confidence in me. I can sense it in his voice. But right here the trail's pretty easy to tell. But it's very easy to get off. All right, we're gonna keep going. All right, we made it up a big old hill, and you can see Minnesota or Canada, whichever, over there. Nick, what do you think of the Minong Trail so far?
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible. You're not the one in front trying to figure this thing out. Yeah. The trail is virtually non-existent. I'll show you some of it. This, I believe, is the trail. And I'll hold it up so you can see what I can't see. You know what I mean? Like, where? Where does it go? I thought we were on it. Does it go through here? Okay, I'm gonna turn this off and try to figure out where the heck we are. Yeah, 20 seconds later I found it. It's right here. Here is the trail. So we are officially on the Minong Loop, and a little patch of depressed dirt is what we've got to go on. And then you hit patches of rock where you can't see, and then you go back into this stuff. Every once in a while you're blessed with some things that are obvious trail markers, like saw, even though that's probably 40 years old. Chainsaw work is still an indicator that you're on trail. And then it looks like this for parts too, where you can see a little packed dirt. But yeah, this trail is very much in question. How many more miles we got, Nick?
I think we've gone about 1, maybe 2, then 12, 10.
All right, according to Nick, 10 or 12 more miles of this. What could go wrong? All right, this is beaver crossing number 2, which we were told by the ranger is part of the deal, that you cross 4 beaver dams. First one wasn't quite this harrowing. Come on across, Nick. I already made it, obviously, but it is super uneven ground and you got nothing to put your stakes in. So the Manong Trail continues, we hope, up there. I think I see a little string of dirt that we're gonna follow. Today has been awful. We got lost at least half a dozen times off the trail. One time really bad. We went down a massive side of a mountain, like, well, not mountain, but big hill, steep hill, which was the wrong side to go down. We had to climb back up and go down the right side. Right now we're just stopped. We ran out of water, so found a little waterfall over there, coming down to where Nick is getting water. And we're just restocking up. We're guessing, what are we at? 4.5 hours on trail so far. Probably one of our slowest days in terms of mileage. There's down trees everywhere. This one's just, it's been a bad day. Trail wise, feet, everything else is going fine. Feet are good. Legs are okay. So, all right. Hopefully next time you see me we'll be at Dissor, because the trail has been tough to follow, very tough, but we're making it. All right, so we are at the top of, well, we hope is the top of mountain that, or hill, whatever, that leads down into the lake. Not sure if you can kind of catch glimpses of it through there, Lake Dissor. So this is what we've been hiking, and you just find a pile of rocks and then you just walk until you find another pile of rocks, and that's the trail. Oh, there's a pile, so we're still on the right path. This trail has been incredibly difficult, but more than just being incredibly difficult, it's been impossible to wayfind. I've gotten lost so many times. It's been like mentally exhausting because you can't relax. Everything's just a constant state of anxiety, but more than that, everything's so overgrown you can't see where you're putting your feet. So I've kicked more rocks and slid off more roots on this route than any so far. That's I believe Canada in the background there, and you can see some of Lake Dissor over there. All right, let's get there. So this is our view. We made it to Lake Dissor. Sun's down on our side of the lake, but not over there. Pretty lake. That on the other side there would be the Greenstone Ridge. There's another campground over on that side too. But yeah, pretty here. And then it looks like we're gonna have some loons tonight too. We heard them calling already. This is our campsite's right up here. That was a rough hike. It took a lot out of me. I got some nice blisters. This one's ripped open, so that's fun. I'll have to deal with that tomorrow. But Nick took the lower campsite. I've got the upper one. Nick is busy cleaning up his mess as usual after my mess has been cleaned up, but that's cool. So yeah, I'm up the top there and Nick's down here. Just had some good dinner, feeling refreshed. Gonna get some sleep. And then short day tomorrow, but supposedly the hardest hike on the island is the stretch that we have to go. Nick, what'd you learn today?
It's very easy to get lost.
It is very easy to get lost. Holy cow, we were off trail so many times today. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah. Spoon. I have a spoon now.
Nick has a spoon now. I got him a spoon at the store. They had him out to stir coffee, so he's not borrowing mine every time we eat. He has not been using his powdered milk or his chia seeds effectively, but that's all right. Getting the calories in somehow. Snickers bars mostly, I think.
Nah, I haven't had one of those in a while, actually.
You had one today. I gave you one.
Aside from the one you gave me.
Aside from the one, you haven't had one. Okay. But yeah, so we're feeling good. Ready to take on the tough hike tomorrow. And I don't know, it's up and down. It's from a mountain ridge down to a valley, up to a mountain ridge, down to a valley, and tons of rock traverses. So I guess I can put the camera on me for a sec. So we're feeling ready for it. It's just, I think, 10 point something to Todd Harbor.
Not far.
So not a long day, but like I said, it's supposedly a really challenging trail. So very grateful to the two ladies on the campsite next to us. They busted the trail for us this morning. There were at least 20 times where I would have been lost if it wasn't for some broken ferns that told me, like, okay, this is the way. Follow that. It was rough going, but glad it's over, and looking forward to tomorrow. All right, that's it. All right, we're up our second ridge of day number, I've lost count, 6, I think.
6.
And had a little bit of fun, getting here. We took the wrong route up. We were on one ridge, we knew we had to get to the next ridge, and so we just kind of winged it and popped back out on the trail, luckily. But it's the Greenstone Ridge over there. We're on the Minong Ridge. Nick, you got anything to say? How you feeling today?
Feeling good.
Oh, it's just beautiful here. That breeze feels so good. We were down in a buggy. Lake Dissor Camp North is pretty buggy. Wasn't the best, but feels good to be on the trail. I got a giant blister. No, it's not huge, but it's deep on my left heel, so that's hurting. And other than that, we're just enjoying it. Looks like there's a little beaver dam flooding area down there. We might have to cross that in a bit, but yeah, still loving life, still enjoying the trip. It's been an experience for sure. A good one, I think. All right. Thought we'd do just a little taste of what hiking the Manong Ridge is like. It's all these little ups and downs and cairns. You find a cairn, you hope you can see the next one. These two are really close together. Views are amazing, but this trail, it just puts a lot of stress on your feet. But it's very pretty. I'm still feeling pretty good for the day. Nick, you feeling all right?
Yeah, feeling good.
All right. So you walk along these ridges until you come to the end of one, and then you go down and you go right back up the next one. When I get back, I'm gonna have to look up the elevation gain on Minong Ridge. It's gotta be pretty crazy because it's just constant up, down, up, down. They're not huge hills. They're maybe 50 to 100 foot climbs and drops. But when you do that on repeat enough, it gets pretty tiring. But yeah, you get these little kind of pretty areas in between the bare rock. sure this is probably a very shaky video, but whatever. I've got lots of battery life left, so I figured I would do some longer kind of trail walks, just so you could experience what the trails are like a little more. There's a cairn right there. Tells me we're coming off the ridge. We have missed a few exits. Sometimes you're hiking along the ridge and everything seems hunky-dory. But is that a cairn? That's a pretty pathetic cairn. But I think this is a trail. So this is what we've been dealing with all day. Completely overgrown trails. You can't see where you're putting your feet. Oh, you almost fall a lot. Carrying my trekking poles is not smart through here. I should be using them. Are we sure about this, Nick? Yeah, looks like it goes down there. I'll fall on my butt without my poles here. And this is the fun part, is that you work so hard to go up the hill. Yeah, we're on the trail. And then you don't get to enjoy the downhill. The downhills are just as much work as the uphills. You good? All right. Okay, that's 3 minutes. I'll stop it there. This is the first water we've come to today, and we are gonna have to cross that log somehow. The trail comes here and then picks up on the other side. So we're just getting water. Nick was completely dry. As usual, that kid drinks like a fish, which is great. But it's kind of a beautiful little brook here, stream. Water looks pretty clear, which is nice. Peaceful. It's our first moose. Day 6, we finally saw one. I don't know how much closer I can get. There's this really cool 4-level beaver dam. Let me switch back to regular zoom. Goes down there, there, and then there's 2 more up there. And that's where moose is, right behind that little tree. Cool. Looks like a little, it's got some antlers on it, but they're tiny. Alright. I guess we'll just leave them be. So it's the end of day 6. Made it to Todd Harbor. There's some campsites over there. You can see the lady out there by the shore. And there's a separate set of campsites over this way. I'm out on a dock right now. Pretty place. Nick and I are up that hill over there. I'll give you another video, which is the view from our campsite, which is pretty cool. But it's a neat place. There's a loon out there just kind of chilling. I think that's a loon. Yeah. Alright. It was a good day. The hike wasn't so bad. Get out of here, bug. Yeah. Go. Ah! So here's the view from the campsite. Sun's just getting ready to go down. Probably going to stay up for the sunset tonight and see what we get. I'll take some pictures. Alright, we are a little over an hour into day 7, just climbing up a hill. Hasn't been anything really worth showing so far, so I thought I would just turn the camera on and walk down the trail for a little while. It's much easier to follow. That was a big hill. Now that we're off the, or back onto where the trails were open last season, I don't have to worry about getting lost every 5 seconds, which has been very reassuring. There's a little opening. Still going uphill. And trails today have been really nice. No, not too many mud puddles, only like 1 or 2. And no open rock faces to navigate so far. But anyways, there's a minute of the Minong Trail between Todd Harbor and, what's the name of that site, Nick? Something Cove? Macargo. Macargo Cove. So, a little chunk of that trail. Alright, so we are at Macargo Cove. We decided to take a little break, maybe 6 point something in today. And it's a pretty place. I like it. The campsite's back up there. It's got a little dock to sit on, picnic tables, some shelters. I didn't update on the plan, so we slept at Todd Harbor last night. I think tonight we're gonna push all the way to Rock Harbor. We're gonna try for it today. It's like 22 miles. Balloons. It's like 22 miles, and that'll get us in a shelter tonight, so we don't have to pitch our tents again. And I don't know. I just very much am ready to be done. It's been a long day, long hikes, and it's been a great trip. I wouldn't change anything about it. But at a certain point, enough's enough, and you got to get back to life. So this doesn't get us off the island any quicker. I'm just ready to be done hiking. My feet are killing me. They're in a lot of pain, but you just keep going. Anyways, I'll leave you with some scenery from Macargo Cove. I would stay here. I like anything that's on Superior. Clouds are pretty today too. Alright, I'll check in again later. So this is the carnage on my right foot. There's a heel blister. Not sure if you can see it. Yeah, I think you can. Right there, I'm about to pop. And then on my pinky toe, a big ol' blister running along that. This, I think, is a blister, but it's pretty deep under a callus, so I'm going to leave that one. The other foot is the fun one. Massive blister on that end. Massive blister right there. And then this toe doesn't seem to be focusing, but that's one giant blister, the whole toe. Pop that. Alright, we are back at Rock Harbor. Our ferry is here. It's supposed to leave in about an hour and a half. And Nick and I are just killing some time. Nick's got himself a Frappuccino. What do you think, Nick? Now that we're done, was it what you expected?
Yes, it was. Well, it was what I expected and a lot more.
Harder or easier?
A lot harder.
Yeah. We haven't figured out the mileage yet, but I'm thinking we did somewhere around 110, guessing. So Rock Harbor's not that big a place. There's the store right there, and then the ranger station. You can go back up into the campsites. We did not get a shelter last night, which was kind of annoying. And over here you've got, that's the lodge. You can rent rooms. And then some fancy boats. And everybody waiting on the ferry. Probably do one more shot of us leaving the island and call it a wrap for the trip. So we are on the boat. It's supposed to be really rough seas on the way out, but so I might not be able to do much filming. If it gets real crazy though, I'll take some video just for fun. That's it. We're on our way. Bye. Royale. We're leaving.
You will and won't be missed.
Also training as a senior crew member, Marco Posa, and then Jim North as well. So I got 3 guys on board today to kind of look after you. If you have questions or concerns, please find one of the guys in the red shirts down there, and we'll try to help you out as best we can as we make our way across this vast body of water, Lake Superior. As we are heading out of beautiful Rock Harbor this afternoon, I want to remind everybody once again of our safety rules down there. Always one hand for yourself and one hand for the ship at all times when moving about the boat. Never take that for granted. Always see that you're moving about safely using the railings and seat backs and poles throughout the cabins. Anything to assist you really in moving about safely. Always be very careful opening and especially closing those cabin doors. Probably going to have the starboard side door dogged down. That is the right hand side of the ship, the windward side, which oddly enough should be the least used but is the most frequent used door. For some reason people want to go out that windward side. So if you're going to go outside, catch some fresh air, head out through the port side or left hand deck door. Okay, let's see, and always be careful opening and especially closing those very same doors. Enter and exit the cabins defensively. Never let them swing free and slam